Roger Drake's here. Welcome to another video as we continue down the path of Man, If I Knew That Then, which is basically my new 10-part series coming soon. My name is Roger Drakes, host with the most. Just here to talk to you for 5 minutes about things that are going on in life. Mental strength, muscles matter, but I'm here to build more than muscles. I'm here to build those inner muscles, the inner strengths that every man, every person, but every man specifically, because I'm talking to the men out there, I believe needs. If they want to thrive in this world, achieve the things they want to achieve, reach new goals, and basically have the ability to get up off the floor. And when I say get up off the floor, I mean get up off the floor because I'm 59. I don't mean to rub it in, but I've been around, and basically life is like up, down, up, down, up, down. Unlike what is sold, especially in the social media world, where you think it's like a rocket going straight up once you hit a lick. No, things change all the time. No matter how much money you've made, no matter how much places you've been, no matter how much connects you have, life has the ability, this innate ability to just change and flip itself on its head. And you have to be ready for that. So therefore, you need to grow more than muscles, visible muscles. You need to grow inner muscles, your spirit, your soul, your brain, how you think, how you move. And this is what this series is all about, really. I talk to young guys, and I have been doing for many, many years. Believe it or not, check out this snippet of me talking to young people back in the day.
Yes. That's very encouraging.
Just one last thing. If you could pick a negative line from most songs, not just rap songs, but you have to listen to the whole song, listen to the context of which it was written, and then also find out the person who wrote it, you know, why they wrote it. I listen to a lot of records.
Can we move on, please, David?
Okay.
Mr. Oates, because we need...
Came in, we were discussing the lyrics of...
Good to discuss that. The Mobo award-winning DJ and producer, DJ Dodge. Good of you both to come in.
Hi.
Very difficult issue because it encompasses so much.
They don't do any more harm than anything in society. I mean, children generally are a product of their environment. Whatever they're exposed to is how they react. Just to let you know, I have receipts and qualifications in this game. I was a music producer for many years, so therefore I was in that kind of, you know, the young world. And there was a lot of problems with the guys, a lot of problem with the kids, you know, violent type stuff that's still going on today, even more so today. So it's really kind of poignant that I've managed to come full circle through careers and businesses, and I'm back here now trying to do some mentorship and fathership for young minds so that they can grow. I live in Nice, France. I have properties in Los Angeles. I'm from London originally, as you can probably hear, and I'm sure I'm very well qualified to give useful information for young men to grow on. Like I said, inner muscles, inner strength, that power to get up off the floor when life knocks you down. Various things will happen in one's life, and I'm talking to the men specifically between the ages of, say, 28, 27 and say 45. Pivotal time in a man's life, because that's when he establishes himself from being a boy running around in the streets having fun and not really caring about much, to being a grown-up, an adult, someone respected, someone with a future, someone with finances together, someone hopefully with relationships together and less baggage based on however your life had panned out up until the young point. Because obviously not everybody gets the same, dealt the same cards, and not everybody gets the same shot. Life is very, very unfair. And these are all the kind of things that I believe that young men need to understand as early as possible. You know, nothing's given. Nobody's coming to rescue you, and life is very unfair, and it hurts sometimes. And what you cannot do is resort to that 5-year-old child, your inner child, which has to remain there because that's what keeps you curious and that's what keeps you excited about life. But it also cannot remain there in a sense where you cower down and you scream for mummy every time real life hits you in the face, smacks you in the gob, literally. And it does. If it's not basic stuff like finances and relationships, which are all painful and can be very, very challenging in their own ways, then it's stuff like death, ultimately, which everyone has to deal with. If you're alive, you have to deal with the death and loss. And I've lost both of my parents, my mother and my father, and my stepfather, who I love dearly, like my whole world. Literally, within a space of 10 years, everybody, got sick and died. And that's the kind of pain I'm trying to build men up for, because ultimately I want you to live, I want you to thrive, I want you to be successful, I want you to do all the things you want to do, and I want you to be able to stand firm and be the go-to guy in the room when you're faced with the ultimate pains, loss, family, friends, whoever it may be, because it does come, especially when you get to your upper 50s, you know, you see more and more of it. So the series is coming soon. It's like 20-minute long kind of conversations, very, very, not like this kind of YouTube stuff where I'm all hyped and energetic, but it's more just a quiet conversation, man to man, you know, father to son vibe, where I'm talking about my personal experiences through life and the things that have knocked me for six and the way I've bounced back. And then I'm talking about how, you know, if I was talking to my younger self, this is what I would say to avoid some of the stuff that I could have avoided if I'd had the mentorship, the fathership myself, which I didn't have. My father was a good man, definitely a good man, but a good man doesn't make you a good father. It doesn't make you a good mentor. It doesn't make you a good leader. You know, there are plenty of good people who are not necessarily good at particular roles. And that's one thing to understand as men watch this and step into different lanes of life. You have to try and master your lane. You know, if you're going to be a CEO, you have to learn what it is to be the best people manager, not just an expert of the particular subject and craft, but also how are you going to manage people? Even if it just boils down to hiring the right people to run the ship for you, you have to learn and master the crafts. If you're going to have children now and a family, which ultimately is the biggest job and the biggest role ever, you have to learn and master what it takes to be a good leader of a household, a family, how to love your wife right, how to correct, how to conflict resolve, how to raise children when things go crazy. I had something yesterday happen. Yes, literally, this is real time. Yesterday, my son went upstairs and grabbed my shaver and started playing with it like you know, he plays with everything in the house. He's only 6, and he just started shaving parts of his hair. Literally, shaving part. Look, there's a picture right there. Shaving parts of his hair, and you know, like I said, he's healthy. It's not a sickness issue. He didn't hurt himself. But it's almost like even that as a scenario is a conversation piece between a father and a son about me being able to trust him, about the weight of responsibility. Even though he's 6, he doesn't understand it. But don't forget, when you teach a child in the way they should go, they won't depart from it. That's biblical. So therefore, I chose to be calm, not be mad, you know, and I love his hair. His hair is my boy's hair is his hair, you know. But basically I just chose to be calm, talk to him, let him know that he messed up, of course. I don't want him to get away scot-free. There has to be repercussions, even at a young age. And we live in a time where the repercussions are very slight. Even, you know, even from children all the way up to criminal levels, repercussions are kind of slight. Whereas when I was growing up, that would have been a belt. That would have been a belt, you know, back in the Caribbean days, the black parents understand. That would have been a belt to my butt for shaving my head the way he did. So he's kind of lucky in that sense, but maybe not so lucky because, as I said, discipline definitely breeds stronger humans. There's no two ways about it. And I try to balance it right. I don't want to be overboard. I don't want to be cross the line as such, but I definitely want to make sure he understood that that was a horrible mistake. And also he made it worse. He lied about it. So it goes to show you what us humans have sometimes as a inner DNA almost written into our system, how we react to trouble and fear, and when we're cornered. And he just basically wanted to get out of the room and get out of it. He wasn't about confessing it. He wasn't about owning up to it and being like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It was none of that. He was so distraught. He actually cried and lied just to try and get out of it and kept denying it. Like literally kept saying it wasn't me. It was unbelievable watching it. So in the end, I decided to think on it a bit and, you know, be the father. Be the father he would want me to be, and just be cool. Let him know that, hey, you know, this can't happen again, and we got over it. You know, he went to bed and that was that. Today, he's going to suffer enough at school. You see it. He's got to go through the next couple of weeks. His hair will grow back. He's young, but he's got to go through the next couple of weeks with his hair a little bit off. So therefore, you know, that's on him. I didn't tell him to do it. I don't know why he did it, but that falls kind of partly into the psychology of the mentality that has to be broken as we grow as men. You know, we can't do things without thinking. We have to be able to engage first. We have to develop our calm skills and our thought skills, because they're not there. They say, and this is scientifically, you know, scientific stuff that I'm quoting here. I'll put it up on the screen. That men don't fully develop into a fully developed brain until they're in their kind of early to mid 20s. Fact check that. But Think about it. That's crazy, because imagine you're considered a man at 18. A lot of these kids look like men at dang near 14, and they're treated like men, especially if you're a black man, you're treated like a man very young. So it's almost like, wow, imagine walking down the street and your cognitive skills and your thought processing and everything you feel and think is not fully developed, but yet still you look like a grown man, you know? It's a tough dichotomy to have to carry as a young man of any race. So that's what I'm here to basically try and, for the people who support the channel and watch, I'm trying to basically empower and give people nuggets of wisdom, fathership, especially for those guys who don't necessarily have that in their home, or they have, whether a father's there, he could be there, but not necessarily there, in terms of being able to share stuff based on his experience, because we can only give, most of the time we can only give what we got. And that was my scenario with my pops. I don't hold anything against my father. He was wonderful. He was a loving man, but he only gave what he had, and he had the ability to give based on the love he received as a young boy. And it wasn't really enough, really. I kind of had to, my memories of a young boy is like being kind of on my own, doing my thing. Like I said, now we're here, we're in a new time, we're in the information generation where we can kind of impart wisdom, and we can learn so much stuff, and we can research, and we can find out things about why people actually do things. And I just encourage young men, especially in the 20s, to start digging deeper into the information of, how they think, how they build their inner, how they get strong, and then the outside will follow. Like I said, I'm a 59-year-old. I stay quite in shape. I go to the gym. I still try and be active, and all of that is because of how I think. I did a post, a short yesterday, check it out, about how one thinks. It just determines every outcome. And literally, you can't, if your thinking is off, or if you're stuck in a mentality where your thoughts are negative, dark, like a weight dragging you down, literally everything else will follow. You'll be unhealthy. You'll be, you'll gain unnecessary weight. You won't be able to complete things. Your relationships will suffer, and your whole life will suffer. So we're trying to build men to avoid that. And like I said, especially the brothers, because that's my boys, that's my people, and I see so much trouble in black communities specifically. So, it's not a race thing. Like I said, I've lived all over the world. I've lived in LA, London, and now France, and I'm everywhere. But basically, a need should be met where a need is. And definitely when it comes to the brothers in the UK, Europe, London, and probably worldwide, we need to grow as human beings. Let's face it. Let's be real. It's not just a case of growing and being that person who goes out there and makes more money and has a fit body and a nice car and a nice woman and a nice house. That's self stuff. It's growing as human beings so you can give more, so we can put more in, so we could pour more into the world within this short experience we call life. The Bible says life is but a vapor. It's quick. It's like the steam coming out of the kettle when you're making a cup of tea. It just literally rises, disappears. It's gone. So therefore, it's about how much we can put in to the world and the life experience, whether it be leaving legacy via financial things we do, or family we create and raise and build, and things of that nature. It's very, very important. And like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and now I'm back on this mission per se, and I feel that it's a noble cause. So I would like you to hit the subscribe button and follow the channel, because like I said, I have a 10-part series coming soon. It's called Man, If I Knew That Then. It's basically for every guy basically, from the age of 18 all the way up, because it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to grow, but it's specifically more or less 28, say 25 to 45, because those are, like I said, those are the pivotal years in a young man's life where you want to start, setting down the building blocks for what is going to be a long future. Prayerfully you have. So that's coming very soon in the next couple of weeks, 10-part series. And the only way you're going to know about it is if you stay with me right here on the channel. I'll be posting various snippets as well, so you get a feel for it. Nothing fancy, nothing glossy, just me talking. But basically, it's all kind of quiet room time, which you can take in your own time. And each episode is about 20 to 25 minutes. So nothing crazy, nothing too long. So yeah, join me on this journey. Yes, let's build. See you soon.